The HP Fortis G10 11.6 touchscreen Chromebook is designed to cater to those seeking a lightweight, budget-friendly option for basic computing needs. Whether you're a student, office worker, or someone who needs a device for web browsing and media consumption, this Chromebook aims to get the job done without breaking the bank. But does it? Let's take a closer look at what this laptop really has to offer. First off, this Chromebook is equipped with Intel's N-Series N100 processor, a quad-core chip with a max turbo speed of 3.4 GHz. For a machine at this price point, that's about what you'd expect. The N100 is part of Intel's budget-friendly line of processors, built for light tasks like browsing, document editing, and video conferencing. If you're expecting anything more demanding, like intensive photo or video editing, this isn't the right machine for you. But for everyday tasks like Google Docs, spreadsheets, and streaming videos, it holds up well. In terms of graphics, it comes with Intel UHD graphics, which are fine for casual media consumption and light web browsing. Don't expect to run any modern games on this device, but if you're watching Netflix or doing some casual photo editing, it does its job. One of the most important specs for Chromebooks is RAM, and here the HP Fortis G10 offers 4 GB of memory. Now, this isn't going to be ideal for multitasking with a ton of apps open, but it's enough for light use. If you tend to keep 10 tabs open at once in Chrome, you might start to feel some slowdown, but for most users sticking to a few tabs, it should be sufficient. When it comes to storage, it offers 32 GB of flash memory. This is definitely on the low side, but it's typical for Chromebooks in this price range. It's worth mentioning that ChromeOS is pretty lightweight, so you won't be loading massive software or games onto this laptop. However, you might want to rely on cloud storage or external drives if you're storing a lot of files locally. The 11.6-inch display has a resolution of 1366 by 768, which is fine for basic tasks, but it's not going to blow you away in terms of sharpness. The screen is a touchscreen, which is a nice touch for navigating ChromeOS, but don't expect the vibrancy or detail you'd get from higher-end displays like Full HD, or even better, IPS or OLED screens. Color accuracy and brightness are both decent, but it's clear this isn't a display built for creators or anyone who needs professional-grade visuals. Battery life is a big deal for any laptop, especially a Chromebook, and this one doesn't disappoint. With its compact 3-cell battery, you can expect around 8 to 10 hours of use on a single charge, depending on your usage. This makes it perfect for a full day of school or work without needing to recharge. Charging speed is also decent, with quick top-ups thanks to the USB-C charging port. Now, let's talk about the keyboard and trackpad. For a Chromebook, the keyboard is surprisingly comfortable for typing. Key travel is shallow, but the keys have decent feedback, and for basic office tasks, it should be more than adequate. The trackpad is responsive, but don't expect any fancy features like precision drivers or multi-finger gestures. It works well enough, though, for light navigation. As for ports, the HP Fortis G10 keeps it simple, with a USB-C port, 2 USB-A ports, an HDMI port, and a headphone jack. This is pretty standard for a Chromebook, and the inclusion of HDMI is a nice touch if you want to connect to an external monitor or TV. There's also a micro SD card reader, but keep in mind that RAM and storage are not upgradable. That means you're locked in with 4 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage for the long haul. Now, in terms of comfort, the fan noise is minimal, and the laptop stays relatively cool under typical workloads. You might feel some warmth under the keyboard during extended sessions, but it's not uncomfortable, and the fans remain quiet even under moderate load. The build quality is solid, considering the price point. The chassis is plastic, but it feels fairly durable, and the laptop is lightweight, weighing in at just 2.5 pounds, which makes it highly portable. When it comes to performance, for things like web browsing, word processing, and watching videos, this Chromebook shines. It's responsive and easy to use for day-to-day tasks. But if you plan on using it for more intensive creative work or gaming, you'll want to look elsewhere. The 4 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage just aren't enough for those use cases, and the Intel UHD graphics will fall short of any serious graphical demands. One of the key considerations here is the price. This Chromebook is very affordable, making it a great option for students or anyone who just needs a secondary machine for light work. However, at this price point, there are a few compromises. The storage and RAM are limited, and the display could definitely be sharper. Still, if you're looking for a budget laptop to get basic tasks done, this one fits the bill. So who is this Chromebook best suited for? If you're a student who needs something for basic note-taking, browsing the web, and watching videos, this is a solid choice. It's also a good option for anyone who just needs a cheap, reliable machine for everyday tasks. However, if you're someone who needs to run demanding software or do creative work, you'll need to look for something with more power under the hood. All in all, the HP Fortis G10 11.6-inch touchscreen Chromebook delivers where it counts, offering solid performance for everyday tasks at a price that's hard to beat. But if you need more storage, RAM, or a higher quality display, you might want to consider a higher-end model. If you're enjoying this review, be sure to give it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any of our in-depth tech content right here on Reviewsinside.tv. Thanks for tuning in, and if you've already picked up this Chromebook, let us know what you think about it in the comments. Catch you in the next review. And remember, sometimes less is more, but that doesn't mean you have to compromise on quality.